Okay, I'm live already. I gotta finish this one. Hi. Feel like crap. Found out what was wrong with my family. At least one of the family members, anyway. My one daughter tested positive for influenza A. So the flu. Yay. That explains why I was fevery for a couple of days. Anyway, hello, gang. Good to see anyone that may pop in and watch this after the fact, or maybe just lurking already. I don't think anybody is. I think everybody's probably busy with other stuff. That's fine. As far as I know, somebody else could be streaming. I didn't look. I just wanted to do this. So we're going to do this. Hopefully, if you have an IdeaFormer 2, or the IdeaFormer IR3 V2, hopefully if you have one, and you want to do this, if you have like the demo unit, we'll see if this is going to work, because I don't know. JPP and 3D Medic Vince, good to see you guys. Now, before I get too crazy into it, I do have to do a few things. King Chandler 2000, hello, hello, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. First things first, we need to go to the printer, because I want to snag my current config file because it may have important information in it, but I turned off the printer, so let's let the printer boot back up. Always grab your current printer config file before you go making changes, because there may be important things in there like CAN bus ID numbers that you may need. So as a way to cover my own booty, I'm going to go copy my current printer config file with the current CAN numbers in it. And this is something I recommend everyone do. Back up your current config file with your CAN bus numbers in it, because you may need those. It may not work with the stock file that you get, and it may be because the CAN address needs to be specific to the hardware. So, good rule of thumb. Save the file anyway. Da Vinci, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. King Chandler 2000. I have a feeling it says you're here because of the belt printer. I could be wrong, but I feel as though you may be here because of the belt printer. It has brought a lot of new people to the channel, which is awesome. And at the same time scary, because you guys are probably way more familiar with belt printers than I am, and I am learning. So I'm an idiot with a belt printer, learning how to print on a belt printer. But currently I want to see if the latest and greatest image fixes some of the issues I've been having, as well as the current printer config file, which should be preloaded in that image according to one of the gentlemen I spoke with today. So yeah, Nada, you actually know me. I know King Chandler 2000. Who's King Chandler 2000? I know you, so who are you, King Chandler? You're not Chandler Bing, right? Chandler Bing. Radioactive, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon to you. It's good evening for me now. It's, 5:22. Oh, you go by King Chandler? What's up, neighbor? How you doing? Yeah, this is my cluster out here. That's my neighbor, guys. King Chandler is my neighbor. Like, we share a driveway. He's my neighbor. I didn't know he goes by King Chandler, guys. It was never a thing that I found out. I found that out just now. Anyway, let me switch to the right screen here. Sorry, still sick. Hey, King Chandler, it's a good thing I didn't come help you out, because the family ended up testing positive for the flu. Well, the daughter did anyway. I don't need this printer config file, but I need to save it. So right click, download, and then we'll just throw this right on the old desktop there and just save it right to the desktop. There's that. And then, I'm noticing something. This one is the other one I want to save. So I'm going to go ahead and download this one too, because that's the backup, which is the old config running the demo config file. So save those two. And then this one, just for giggles, we'll go ahead and download as well, because I have 3 configs. I want to save them all on the off chance I need one of them. That being said, though, that's now done. Where's my poor camera at here? We'll probably need this. I had a massive print fail, but we're going to do this so you guys can kind of make out the screen over there a little bit so you can see that it's doing stuff when it's doing stuff. There we go. All right, now that we got those files, we can jump back here for a minute. Let's close this, minimize all that. Let's go shut it down now. We'll grab our awesome Amazon buy that has the eMMC on the, or the, yeah, eMMC there, and then the SD card. We'll grab this guy because we're going to need it. All right. That's shut down. Let's grab the SD card out of their side, drop it in here, and then, good, we can plug it in. There is room. Plug this into the PC. There we go. The EduTech. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Hey, I'm doing stupid stuff with a belt printer that some guy gave me. I don't know if you know that guy, but it's good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. I feel like crap. I'm sick. Just dropped by for a minute. Hey, well, thank you very much, good sir. It's good to see you. I feel like crap. I look like crap. I know you can't tell by this gorgeous exterior, but I am feeling beat down. But yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. I guess Jim and now Paul Cumber, how you doing? But just so you guys know, so this printer was sitting on a floor somewhere and it just made its way into my car. And like I said, they just started releasing them to the public, so I'm talking about this. When they released it, they put out a firmware in December, an image file for it in December that's hopefully got some updates done to it. So we're going to grab that image, or I already grabbed that image, I should say. And then we're going to go ahead and write it to it, fire this thing up and see what changes were made. I did find the updated image and I'm going to break it again. Yes, I did. I have the old files if I have to go backwards. Hey, EduTech, is it cool that I tell people where I got this from now? You think I can tell people? I'm not saying that I got it from you. I'm just saying that I'm asking if you think it's okay that I tell people. I'm just saying because, you know, you're in the business, so you would know better than me if I could say something about that. I haven't told anybody where it actually came from. I just said I found it on a floor and it made its way into my car. I haven't officially said it. And I don't know if it's safe to officially say anything, so I just keep saying I found it on a floor and it made its way into my car. Okay, so yeah, when I went to go visit Mr. Jim last year now, when I went to go visit the EduTech, I came home with 9 printers, and I said there was 9, and well, that was one of the 9. So, you know, that was one of them. At the time when I had it, it hadn't officially been sent out to anyone, and people hadn't received it yet. So when I started asking questions, people started getting angry at the fact that I had one. And I had to explain to them that it was a demo unit and I can't say how I got it, just that I got it. But now that people are receiving them, I don't feel so bad talking about it as a demo unit, but we're going to not make it a demo unit anymore. Let's see here. I need to open up Bellina Etcher. Let me get to the right screen here real quick. Let's type in Bellina Etcher. Let's open it. We got to write that image, and we need Bellina Etcher to do so. So I downloaded this image. I don't have an actual link for it yet. I'm going to try and upload it somewhere so that if anybody wants the image, they can get access to it. Because right now, I think the only way you can get it is through IdeaFormer, and they have to directly email it to you right now, which kind of stinks. But I know that I downloaded it today. It is the 2412 English image right here. Grab that. Yes, we went right to that 16 gigs and hit flash. Now this is where I'm going to keep talking because it's going to take a while for that. So I'll jump back to me while it's writing to the card. There's nothing else to do. Wait, you know. I hope the new image works even better. Yeah, me too. The only problem I have, and since you did have some time with this printer, so if anybody's wondering, first off, yes, this printer is famous. This printer was featured in a YouTube video by a content creator that we all know and love. There's a modification I made. I did make a modification. I did put, you know, a MakerMine Nexus sticker on it. So it has been modified. But since you've had time with this printer, question. Adjusting the Z offset is not really adjusting the Z offset. It's adjusting the Y offset. How exactly is that done? Because anytime I would try to do the configuration, it would keep telling me that probe still triggered or end stop still triggered after movement. Did you have that issue with it? Were you able to just hit configure and it actually worked for you? I'm just curious how that worked for you. Or if you even were able to do anything with that. So if you weren't, that's fine. I'm just trying to figure it out, and I would think that with it being a belt printer, that somebody would have written written it in there somehow, that instead of probing Z, because you're not really probing Z, you're probing Y. You know, use the newest config they sent, and it fixed it all, or fixed it after I broke. Yeah. Yeah, and then I went and did all the updates that it had, that it said that it had, and that broke it again. And then I got it reflashed with the files that were sent to me. I reflashed it, got it back up and running, and then figured, well, I should be able to update Fluid. And as soon as I updated Fluid, that alone broke it again, and I had to reflash it again. And then I said, I'm not touching nothing. It's working the way it is. I'm not going to mess with it. But yeah, so really there's somebody, I'm not smart enough, but somebody really needs to write a special belt printer config that probes on the Y and allows you to calibrate your Y offset. I know that there's a Y up and Y down option in there, but somebody really needs to just convert the X and or the Z and Y, make it so that you can, you know, adjust that Y offset just a little bit so it can probe across, because that was the error I kept getting every time I would do it. And I started thinking to myself, I'm like, wait a minute. The reason it's getting that error is because you're not actually probing Z, you're probing Y. And every time you tell it to calibrate, of course it's still touching the build plate because it's trying to probe Z, which is rolling away, not move Y off the build plate and get it away. And then when you would adjust Z, you wouldn't actually be adjusting Z. You'd be adjusting how far away the belt moves in and out, not the head to the belt. So if anybody is bored, understands Clipper, and knows how to do that, feel free to write that, because I sure as hell don't have the skills, but I know what needs to be done. You can set it in the slicer too. Okay. Yeah, I mean, anything you want to forward to me about this printer would be greatly appreciated, because a lot of people have questions. I had one guy who, I'm not saying he didn't understand what I was saying. I think he just maybe is not familiar. I explained to him that there's a X end stop, Y is sensorless, and Z is an effector. And he didn't understand what an effector was, I think, because I said there's an effector on the Z. And he's like, okay, so is that a switch or is that an optical switch? And I said, no, it's actually more like a pressure switch on the hot end, that when the nozzle touches the build plate, it trips the switch and tells it it's touching. So, Science Sniper, good to see you, man. Reverend, how you doing, man? Awesome to see you. Hope you're having a great evening. Yeah, there's 12 people here. I don't know how many likes I've got because it doesn't show me that in OBS. But hopefully you guys smash the like button. And since I know all of you guys are subscribed, you know, that's awesome too. So I don't have to worry about saying subscribe, because everybody who's here is subscribed. I think I just got another sub, which, just so you guys know, I talked to the wife, and I have to tell you guys this while I'm here and I'm thinking of it, because I'm going to forget and I won't say nothing for like 6 months. I did talk to the wife, and if we can get to 2K, we're going to do a giveaway. I'll talk to some of my sponsors and see if they want to get involved, but the wife and I did talk, and we'll give away something at 2K. I don't know how big it is, because first off, I don't make a lot of money on YouTube as it is, so it'll have to come out of pocket, and currently out of pocket's pretty small, but you know. Let me know how it goes. Got to go grab dinner. Have a good night. All right, later, Jim. Have a good evening. Or should I say Nerdy J? You have a good evening, sir, and thanks again for this. This has been a little bit of a blessing to me, so thank you, sir. Along with the other 9 printers, speaking of which, there's one there and one back here behind me, and there's a pallet too right there. So, you know, oh, and there's another laser right there, by the way, another laser. But have a good evening, sir. Go get your dinner. But no, so the wifey and I talked. If we hit 2K, we're going to give something away. Size of that will be dependent on how things are going with the channel when we get there. If the channel's making enough, it'll be a printer. What printer, I don't know. I'm hoping it'll be a printer, and it'll be one of those wherever, like when we get to the, you know, when we get to the giveaway time, it'll be one of those, you know, we'll know more, we'll have a better budget. But so if you guys could kind of help spread the word, spread the love, and help me get to 2K, that'd be awesome. Not gonna lie, if in 23 days we could get to 2K, that would make an amazing birthday present. 23 days from now will be an amazing birthday present for someone. But I don't think we're gonna get like 700 subs in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So, but hold on, I gotta see something. My phone just went bloop. I want to make sure I'm not missing nothing. I keep telling you guys, anybody who like does anything, I want to make sure I shout you guys out. Bob, what's going on, man? Good to see you. That would be nice, but hard to do. You are correct, Bob, but that's why I'm going to keep streaming. I'm going to keep making content. I'm going to try to stream a few nights a week. Hopefully we can get to the point where I can get a set schedule so people will actually know, and that'll be easier for people to jump in. The process we're going through right now, when this is done, if it works, I might get silly depending on how well it works. I may actually redo it again after the stream and make it into an actual video without my face, just like screen capture, here's this part of it, and then go to this camera alone and say this is, you know, put SD card in, power on machine, and then boom, let it come up. Or I might even get crazy and just take the old cell phone and record myself clicking the power button, putting the SD card in, taking the SD card out, putting it in the computer. You know what I mean? Stuff I don't know how crazy I want to get with it, but we are going to skip the validation. It's now done. So let's go ahead and make sure it's ejected if it's not. Cold Iron, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's eject this thing real quick here. Eject the USB. That's ejected. All right, how's Cold Iron doing? Cold Iron, is Cold Iron better than hot steel? Just wondering. Just wondering. But let's drop this guy in here now. There we go. SD card's in. Powered up. We'll let it do its thing. Probably gonna have to reconnect it to the Wi-Fi's. Actually, hold on. No, I don't. I got a network cable back here. Why would I reconnect it to the Wi-Fi when I can just plug it into the network and have it wired in for a faster, more stable connection, right? Isn't that what they say? Faster and more stable. That's why you use cables. There we go. It's plugged in. It's powering up. We'll let it do its thing. Let's go to, you know, this guy right here. You guys can see the screen is doing its thing. Is it faster now? I don't know. You're well enough. Well enough. I'll take it. sit back down here in a few once we get this thing up, and we can see what our IP address is. So let's go into configure, network. There we go, 66. All right. No, we don't want to power it off. We want to go back here. Let's go ahead and go to the new IP address on the computer. On the computer. All right. Well, this is the new stock image. Everything comes up, everything is reading. So those numbers and things that I was worried about before, I don't really seem to have to worry about. So that's good. But we are very limited now in what they actually included in the macros. You have bed PID, extruder PID tune, Y offset up and down. That's it. There was many more macros in there before. And oddly enough, it does still show my 3 files. So what I'm wondering is it still loading and that's why they're not showing anymore? Let's go take a look at the printer config for this, because it is, everything is the same. So there's all that. Or not the same, everything is refreshed and new from 24 still. But let's take a look. Yeah, max velocity was turned down in the stock. Max velocity was 500 before. Now it's only 400. Let's see here. Everything looks to be about the same in X. Y, everything is still the same. Z, let's see here. Everything appears to still be the same. Extruder, they did turn this down in the image, or in the new one, because I believe it was 4.6 or 4.68, something like that before, and now it's 4.4, and I had it at 4.37 something, so it should be fairly close there. I can go back to the old config file and pull that to get it exact if it's not, you know, close enough. Hobby Main, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Is this a solid and reliable belt printer that you are playing with? Cold iron, I cannot say for a fact that it is a solid one yet. I have gotten prints off of it. They do look good, so I can say it does print, and it does print good. I am still learning belt printing, so to be completely honest with you, I am new to belt printers. Out of all the printers I've owned over the years, belt printers were never one of them. This is my first belt printer. So it is taking some getting used to of learning which way to orientate a model when you go to print it so that you don't have a failure. Because I tried to print a blade and I posted it on X that I was printing a blade, and it was looking good. The blade printed down. There was some small issues on this side of the bed. The print was a little fuzzy on this side, but looked good the rest of the way around. And then when it got to doing the handle, the hilt, the blade, like the handle end of the blade, I had it orientated in the wrong direction. I should have printed it actually handle first instead of blade first, because it kind of veered up towards the blade. So as it went, those two little pieces didn't really have much to stick on, and it just started creating a bunch of spaghetti. So better to print it the other way and let it print in as it prints out, if that makes sense. Tech Jeeper, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. But what I wanted to do is I want to get in here and look and see if there are more macros that just aren't showing up, like the M109, M90, Z-Safe homing is here with a 0 and 5, speed of 20, Z-hop of 3, or Z-hop speed of 3, and 3 for your Z-hop height. The smart effector, you got sample of 3, tolerance of 0.1, sample retries is 2, lift speed is 20, recovery time, and then the Z offset. Then you've got a idle timeout, status, beep filament sensor, ADXL, resonance test, or resonance tester, load, respond, LED, pause macro, calibrate. See, so there is supposed to be one in there for resonance compensation, start and end print, and then the PID extrude and bed and all that. Let's go ahead and close this now. Let's go back to the main and see if it loaded all those macros. It did not. So since this is the first time we're powering it up, let's go to host and reboot, and we'll reboot it, and we'll see if the rest of our macros load now on the second reboot. So something to remember. And if we go back to this camera, you can see the screen, it's booting up. Be able to print batches of board game figures and parts. Yeah, it's just going to be cold iron. It's just going to be when you get it, when you find one. Like I said, this one, I'm hoping this is going to be a good printer, like a good reliable printer. It's just understanding the 45-degree angle and making sure models are able to be printed in that orientation, or orientating them in a way that it can print them. I know a lot of people for the longest time would print a benchy at a 45 on a stand, basically, so that it would print normal. And then they found that if you just print it butt first, and you know, you weren't too worried about the back end layers, it usually printed pretty good. So there's that. It's just finding out which way, you know. I'm not sure a belt printer would be good for mini parts. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it depends on if you can find the right orientation for everything, and it's not going to kill you too much on any kind of support material you would need. But yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from. It's more or less, I would say the belt printer's probably going to be more or less your friend for like longer cosplay style stuff, like swords and blades of some sort, battle axes, things like that, printing long parts. A thought or a goal is going to be to mount this thing on the wall somewhere, probably over there, just mount it on the wall and let it be able to print down and clear out all this crap back here so it can basically print down. Because the nice part about a belt printer is you can mount it on a wall and it'll just keep printing down the wall till you run out of space towards the floor. So basically, the higher you mount it, the longer the print volume would be, and you don't necessarily have to worry about putting the wheels on it, the roller. This one doesn't have a roller. I don't know if Jim got a roller with it when he got it. He was just here, for those who didn't see. Mr. The Edge of Tech Jim was here, and yeah, we had talked about, he basically was like, yeah, go ahead. So people now know for sure that I did get it from Jim from the Edge of Tech. But I didn't want to say anything until it was okay to say anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's released now. People are getting them out in the wild. So, you know, and plus, like he said, they're getting way more exposure out of this printer than if Jim would have made one video and been done with it. Like, I'm making live stream content for the last, week on this thing. So there you go. Greetings, programs. What's up, old curmudgeon? How are you, good sir? Well, now that it's restarted, let's scroll down. Yeah, see, look, we're still only seeing 4 macros showing up. Why are they not showing all of the macros? Oh, I wonder if, let's go back into the printer. Let's take a look. Yeah, because calibrate wasn't showing up in there. Resonance compensation didn't show up in there. Print start and end print, yeah. The PID tunes did. Interesting. Cancel print, pause print. Oh, you know what? I believe I was told that the old adage, shut up and reboot. So let's actually power it off. Mic is a bit low again. Well, that's funny because I didn't change anything, old curmudgeon. I didn't. I really didn't. It's low because I have turned it down to where I'm talking in a safe zone. But give me a minute and I'll bump it up a little bit here. Let me turn this back on. Give me a second. Let's go this way. There we go. Now it's definitely up there. It's up to a +6, and it still keeps me within the zone without blowing out, so it should be better. Old curmudgeon is old and needs you to speak up a little. The audio has been clear today. Yeah, you're at about 70% volume. Well, you should be better now because, like I said, I just turned it up even more, so it should be better. Okay. Well, it is rebooting. There we go. I'll give it a second for my screen to refresh here. Possibly. There we go. All right. Now, nope, still says there's only 4 uncategorized macros. Why are the macros not showing up? What is up with that? Resume macro, cancel. Like, some of these macros are just not showing up. Is there something I'm missing, maybe? Let's see if they see them in the screen. Let's go in here to macros, and there's PID, resonance. Okay, yeah, resonance and all that is showing up in here. They're just not showing up on the web interface, which is fine because first thing I'm going to do is resonance compensation. So let's tap resonance compensation. I'm going to let it touch. It lifts up. Now it's moving up. And now it's going to do its awesome little vibrations. Trying to get it in a way that you guys can see everything. There we go. Can't touch the printer now. Got to let it just do its thing. It's doing its resonance tuning, going through its hertz. In the macros config, you can see, or you can hide them. Ah, you mean in the actual, yeah, hold on. I know what you're talking about. Give me a second. Let me turn that so it's a little more level. But then let's go over here. Right screen. You're saying if I go under here and then go to macros, yeah, because see now it shows there's 17 of them. And yeah, see like calibrate was turned off, cancel print. Let's go ahead and turn on. Those 2 are good. Print start and print end we don't need. Resonance I want to turn on. And then the like load and unload, I want to have those on. Cancel print, we don't really need the macro for that because you've got the cancel up here. Plus you've also got cancel over there when you start a print. And then the filament sensor on and off. We really don't need the macros for those, so we'll turn those off too, but we will keep load filament, M109 and M190, I'll leave those off. Pause is not necessary because you have pause when you're printing. But then we've got, again, the PID tune extruders, the resonance, I want to have those on. Turn off resume. But yeah, so thank you for reminding me, Tech Jeeper. Yeah, thank you. See, now if we come back here and we scroll down, see, look, now we have more. So there you go. I kind of forget, like fluid, and I'm again a mainsail guy, so usually in mainsail it's always on and I just leave it on. But you know, it's the same in both. They both do silly things. Right now we're currently up to 133 hertz. Re-enable input shaper. So now there's X is done. Now it's going to do Y. And then when it's all said and done, it'll give us all the info. Let's go to straight console mode. Console mode. There it goes. Got to get your bot set up so that it can use Mooncord with Discord. Mooncord. What's Mooncord? Is this something I'm out of the loop on? Is that like Moonraker for Discord? Where it will talk to you in Discord? Tell you when your prints are started and when they ended and all that? Cool. I'll have to check it out. All right, we'll have to check out Mooncord. Just not right now. Right now, it's more of a, let's get the resonance tuning done, and then we'll throw a print at it and see what happens. Let's go see. Let's go to jobs, and let's see. Yeah, just the Benchy, Cube, and the Cute Pig. Those are the only 3 that it's showing in there. Yeah, these are all prints that I've thrown at it. So nothing else, we'll throw the cube at it, because the cube says it'll only take 16 minutes. So we'll let it finish and then we'll do that. Oh, 3D printing, cool. Jack in the shop, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We're currently playing around with the belt printer, the IdeaFormer IR3 V2. This is the clipper variant that just got released out to the public. I just went through and reflashed the image with the latest and greatest retail version image that they have been giving out to people who were getting the printers. This came preloaded with some demo stuff, and yeah, just giving it a whirl with something different. So, but right now we need to go back to console, because it is currently waiting for calculations for X, and then it'll tell me calculating. Now it's looking through all of these to see which one's going to be the best for each one. All right, so I'm looking through. It's probably gonna restart before I get a chance to figure it out. There we go. Recommended for it is ZV. Oh yeah, it restarted, which is fine because I can still read here. But for X it says ZV at 121.2 hertz, and then for Y, where is it? Recommended for Y is 3hump_EI at a frequency of 84 hertz. So when you go back and look at them, you can kind of see that the lower of the 2 is going to be this one. So we come up here and we see that the maximum acceleration, it says, is 5,200. So we can set our max acceleration at 5,200 because you want to use the lower of the 2. And this one, when we look at the ZV, that one would have been ZV at at 57,200. So we definitely can't go that high because Y won't go that high, but we can definitely go up to 5,200 as our max acceleration, and should not have any issues in doing so. Where you would fix that is down here. You've got your acceleration. It's currently set to 20,000. So we'll just leave it alone. I'm not going to mess with something if it's in there already. We'll leave it alone. However, now we need to do a extruder PID tune. So now we got to let it PID tune the extruder, which I think is still only going to go up to 200. I keep forgetting to change that. Maker World, Dale Richards, what's going on, man? Looks like you get your IR3 V2 tomorrow. Never had a belt printer. I'm glad you're doing this stream. Hey, well, Dale, thank you. I am new to belt printers myself. Let me go back here. Hi, first off, I'm Dan. This is Maker My Nexus YouTube channel. Usually what I do on here is what I call the 3D printing rehab project. I rebuild old 3D printers that either I have or people in the community give me. I rebuild them and just give them away to those less fortunate. Polymaker is a filament sponsor. There's a couple boxes back there yet. And Micro Swiss, 2 of my sponsors that have come on board to help me with that. I give the printers away to people local to me within about 100 miles of where I'm at. Basically, usually on the stream, we rebuild a printer and then I throw it in my car. And then when I'm out and about and somebody says, oh, 3D printing's cool, I just can't afford it, I'm like, congratulations, here's your printer, here's some filament, learn how to use it. YouTube's your friend. And that's what I do. Because people, I'm doing this with people who are less fortunate. I don't like to publicize when I give them away because I don't want to put people on the spot like that, and say, hey, you ain't got money. Here's a printer. Click, click, click. Let me put this on my social media. I don't do that. A person's, financial situation should not be something that I publicize. So it's all like good-hearted things. But that being said, We do still play around with new printers and build and assemble printers and show off printers. So, that stuff does happen. You only have 4 printers, 2 Ender 3s, 1 X1C, and 1 Resin Saturn 4. Nice. The Ender 3s, those are good little printers for, like when you decide to upgrade and get another X1 or, maybe a P1S or another Bamboo of some sort, I'm sure. Those Enders would be nice for you to hand off to somebody else. Just do like I do. You give them a printer, a couple rolls of filament to get them started, and you tell them, watch YouTube and learn how to use it. Enjoy. So when the time comes and you're ready to part ways with your Enders, consider gifting them on to someone else, maybe a little less fortunate. But not a requirement. Never a requirement. But anyway, Dale, yeah, this is my first belt printer. In all the years of playing around with printers and all that stuff, this is my first belt printer. I'm new to belt printing, and I'm learning that orientation is a thing that really will kick you in the butt with these things more so than those things. I tried printing a sword the other day on the demo firmware that came on this, because this one... so Dale, I'm sure you've probably watched some videos on this printer since you have one coming. If you saw the video from the Edutech, this was the printer in the Edutech's video. This is now my printer. So Jim's a good friend of mine. He lives a few hours away. I drove up and it was laying on the floor, and he says, if you want it, you can have it. And I said, well, I've got room in my car, and it wound up in my car. So I had it about 2 weeks before they started getting delivered to people's doors. So I couldn't really say where it came from prior because I didn't want to step on toes, but since he was just in chat a few minutes ago and had to leave to go get dinner, he said, yeah, they're getting more exposure out of it through you than they were with me anyway, because you're using it more often. So thank you, Jim. But yeah, I would say, Dale, you've got some learning. Currently, the only slicer that I know that it's working with is IdeaMaker. So, IdeaMaker, they do have a profile that you can download for this guy. So that's nice too. The only thing I'm finding with IdeaMaker is I'm finding it's kind of hard to get it to talk to this, so you can just slice the file and send it right to the printer. So it's like save it locally, load the web page, and then push it over. Will never notify. Yeah. YouTube doesn't love me. Damn it. Oh, you did see that video? Yeah. So this is that printer. So, but all right. We just got done doing the PID tune on the hot end. Now it's time to PID tune the bed. So we come back here, click on PID bed. And again, Dale, since you're getting yours, if yours doesn't have these macros right here to click on, again, it was just pointed out to me that I was being stupid and overlooked the fact that if you click on settings over here, when you get it connected to your network and you go to the IP address, you click on settings, and then you can click on macros. And then under macros here, if you hit the arrow, there's all the macros that are in there. Obviously, blue means on, gray means off. So if you don't need the macros, or you don't, if you don't need the macros, leave them off. If you need the macros, turn them on. Then you just go back to home. And this is where you see all of your main, all the stuff for your main settings. So we'll let this thing finish doing its thing. While we're at it, I'll click on LED and hit white. And you'll notice that the light should come on back there if I do it right. Oh, it's currently in the middle of being mad because it wants to update. So it's not wanting to cooperate because it's doing the PID tune. If you notice, it did set it to 1 here 3 times now because I got impatient and kept clicking on it. It's currently doing a PID tune on the bed. Let's see here. Yeah, PID extruder, PID bed. It still hasn't finished, but here's the new settings for the PID tune for the extruder right there. So, yeah. I think you'd be happy if you have another 3D printer to have experienced slice before, but you get a belt printer at this time. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yes, it has to finish the first task. But then if you watch, you'll notice when it's done doing the PID tune, then the light will kick on and it'll get nice and bright in the camera and in the background there. You'll see the light will kick on. But these PID tunes on the bed take forever because it heats the bed up to 60, then it has to cool the bed down, so you have to wait for it to come down and then it goes back up. So it goes from 60 to 55 to 60 to 55 to 60 to 55. Or from 55 to 60, 55 to 60, 55. It does that 5 times and calculates the math so that it can try and smooth out that line. And that's what those numbers are doing, is it's making it so that it knows when to turn on and turn off, because a hot end doesn't get lowered voltage and stay at that, or a build plate doesn't get a higher or lower voltage and then even itself out. It's either on or off. So it needs to know when to turn on to get up there and then turn off and then turn back on and off to try and hold it at that stable temperature. Metallic stuff embedded in it, or is it some kind of material? It is actually a spring steel. It's a thin metal belt. It's actually a metal belt with a powder coated surface. So it is an actual metal belt, powder coated surface, metal belt. It is a thicky boy. Not really thick. It's pretty thin, but yeah, it is a metal belt. So that's pretty cool compared to some of the cloth belts that have come on belt printers in the past. So it is pretty sweet that it is metal and like powder coated. So it leaves a nice finish on your prints when you're printing, except for when they fail and you wind up with a bunch of like spaghetti. But that's what I got for, learning. But let's go back here. Yeah, we'll let it finish doing its PID tune on the bed. It's currently cooling back down again for the, let's see here, there's 1, 2, 3. We're on the downhill for the third. So once it cools down, then it'll do the fourth one and then the fifth one, and it's done. So it might do it 6 times. I can't remember if it's 5 or 6, but yeah. It's almost like having a spring steel PEI for the whole belt. Yes. Yes, JPP, yes. Because there's a nice little texturing on this, and I'm sure it probably has like a bit of a powder coat or a PEI coating sprayed on it as well. So I think it's just a metal band that they powder coat and then spray a coating over. Inductive probe would work nice with that. Yeah, it uses a smart effector, is my understanding. According to all the documentation, everything I'm seeing in the firmware, this hot end actually has a smart effector on it so that when the nozzle touches, it trips the effector so it knows that the nozzle is touching the bed. And when you lift up on the nozzle, the LED on the board lights up indicating like pressure against the nozzle. So it is a direct drive. There is a small little stepper motor on the back here. At some point I'll turn it around and show it to you guys, like, so you can kind of see the hot end setup. But for right now, I want to finish these the PID tunes, and then we'll throw a print at it and see how it turns out. Because why not? But yeah, we'll see what this right here, Dale, with what I did tonight, should be more like what you're getting. So this should be acting more like with what you're getting. We'll see how this goes. Direct drive, so it can print TPU. Belt printers and TPU are usually not a recommended combo, is my understanding. Again, I'm new to belt printers, so we'll play around with stuff. We'll see what we can do, and I don't know that I have TPU anymore. I'm gonna have to probably get some TPU. Have to get a hold of my Polymaker rep and see if maybe they can send me a small box of miscellaneous materials. I think honestly, just throwing this out there, I think Polymaker should send me like a pallet of like miscellaneous things, like some PLA, PETG, ASA, ABS, TPU, and any other unique and new materials that go ting, ting, ting. You know, be kind of nice to have a little bit of everything to play around with. Just saying. Joel, I know you're not watching, but I wouldn't mind a half pallet or a pallet of material showing up to have for use forever. Always talk about the Polymaker I'm using up because I have it. You should print TPU even with Bowden. Yeah, you can print TPU with pretty much anything as long as you play around with your settings right. Really mess up the belt. Yeah, and that's my fear is the TPU there. It's done doing the PID tunes. You notice the light kicked down? Look how bright that damn thing is. Here, let me do this. Ready? Look at that thing. Here, ready? Look at that light. That thing's bright. It's pretty cool in here like this. What do you think? Should I stream like this instead? No, me neither. It's kind of scary. I'm scaring myself. Oh, there we go. Turn on all the lights. All right, now I'm gonna go turn off this light though. There, and the light's off. Make her mine after dark. Maybe one of these nights. JPP, when's your next stream? When is your next stream, sir? Just so the world knows. But all right, both PID tunes are done. So now that both PID tunes are done, let's go back here. And now we're going to go ahead and hit save config and restart. And then that will automatically adjust. It's telling you what it's going to do pending configuration changes. It's going to set the extruder PID tune to the new numbers that were created. So we hit save config and restart. And now it's restarting again. And there it goes. And it's back. That goes pretty quick because you're just basically restarting it for the config. But now that that's done, let's go into jobs. We're going to do the cube and we're going to hit print because I already sliced this for it. So how much is a new belt? Jack, I don't know. I have not looked into it. Like I said, up until recently, I've been pretty quiet about the fact that I have this printer and have not really talked to the company to find out answers to things, but I will talk to them and see if I can find out. So, yeah, I'll see what they say. Because I don't know. I don't know what it will be, and I don't want to assume. But your belt is going to be probably one of your biggest consumables between your belt and your nozzles. Those are usually your two big consumables on a printer. They're not necessarily your belt so much as, in this case, the belt or your build surface. You can go full screen on the camera. Look at that. That's the camera that comes with it. So there's a rough idea. Well, actually here, I got to update this real quick. Hold on a second. I always forget that when they change the source like that, I got to update my the IP address. There we go. Let's see. Okay, well, it appears to be sticking pretty good. There is two macros that there's two macros that I am gonna go pull from my old config that I kind of made up. One is a bed eject, which will roll the bed forward about 500 millimeters to pop off a part. So basically, once it's done, you can just hit the macro and it'll roll the belt forward till the part drops off. And then the other one is one I called the bed cleaner or bed clean. And basically what it does is it makes the bed just, or the belt just roll for like 1500 millimeters and at about 2000 for the speed. And then you can basically just take like a spray bottle of IPA and a microfiber and just spray and wipe as the belt just kind of goes around. So those are two things that I like. So while that is printing, which I am liking the look of that so far. It's looking better than the first cube I did. Do I have the first cube I printed floating around here somewhere? The first cube I printed did not fully stick all the way. So I did have an issue where part of it lifted. I'm trying to see if I can find the cube to show you guys, but sadly I think I did not save the cube. I gotta clean. I really need to clean one day, just like actually clean. But when this cube is done, I'll show you guys. It's like a 15-minute print. So we'll let it print. When it's done, I'll show you. It is trippy being at the angle of the hot end, or yeah. Lean with it, rock with it. Yeah, it is fun to watch this thing print because it is printing at a 45 like that. So what is the print speed? Here, give me a second. Let me go back to the main and let me put it back on the right screen. And you guys can kind of watch the speeds here as it prints. So this right here is what you guys are looking at for print speed. So it's moving around. What is it now? 35 minute. Like your print and move speeds, there's 14.1, 57. So, I mean, it definitely fluctuates a bit as it prints. So, sadly, there are just some print like speed tests, like if you want to do like flow rate and all that fun stuff, it's a little hard to do some of the like tests where it zigzags around to check your flow and whatnot. Those speed tests are a little harder, and by little, I mean a lot harder to do. So, it would have to build itself a starting platform and then get into it in order for it to do that. So I need to design so that lovely little letter E that it does, basically. I need to do that, but I need to take it, and then at a 45, I need to just like cut it about 10 layers off at the bottom, so it's up 10 layers, and then that way it can run through and do that, because the problem you run into is it doesn't want to move the belt back and forth so much as it just wants to keep rolling the belt away as it's printing, and then you pull the belt out and it prints, and then it pulls the belt out and prints. So it never really wants to back up. It doesn't like it when it has to back up into the belt, or the print back up into the print head. I mean, it's not saying that it won't do it. It just kind of doesn't like that. So that's what I was kind of referring to when I was talking about the orientation. Oh, print broke off. I got to clean the build plate. I see that. Look. Should I let it keep going and see what it turns into? It's sticking to the print still, and then it was sticking to the bed, but now it's all over the place. We'll stop it. So let's go ahead and cancel print. Yes. Let's clean the build plate, since I was kind of smudging and touching on the build plate. And let me take a look at that first layer and see how it was looking. I mean, the bottom layer was looking good. It actually put the Z-seam on the bottom layer. So, here. So there's your There's your bottom layer. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Oops, this way. It's a shiny filament, so of course it messes with it. See, those layers look good. They were sticking down. So Y doesn't need to be adjusted. I just need to wipe the belt down. This is where I'm going to go snag my macro. Mrs. Lee Marie 3D, good to see you. Happy Thursday. Don't you guys stream on Thursdays? Ms. Keela, don't you guys stream on Thursdays? Printer config. Let's open it up. Oh, it's not Thursday. Saturdays, I know. Is it Fridays and Saturdays? The hell? No, go away. I want to steal my macros. That's really all I want. Extruder. What is that file? That's not the one I wanted. Hold on. Let's go to desktop. Bear with me a minute. Oh, I look for my files I just downloaded. Or did I download those to the downloads folder? No. So where the hell did I just put those? That's firmware. Oh, here. When in doubt? Oh, keep it. That's why. Because I forgot to tell it to keep them. So that sucks. I just kind of lost one of the files. Which stinks because I didn't tell it to save it before I wrote it. And now I got to remember what the hell the damn macro, like the one macro. Because in the stock printer config, it's not going to have the macros, I don't think. Let me go look. Maybe I did save them in there and forgot I did. Let's see here. Pause, resume. Y up, Y down, pressure advance. No, wait. Load filament, unload filament, and then input shaper and stuff. Okay, so here's where we cheat and we go look up. I kind of cheat a little. Ready? Let's go to belt printer part eject macro and print release macro. Let's see. No, that wasn't it. Definitely not there. It's got to be this one then, huh? Yeah, there we go. Here's an example config. And then we want custom macros. Belt eject. There we go. So here's the macro. Let's hit copy. So if you go to that link there, give me a second. Let me copy this in. We can cheat and reuse a macro. So let's go into configure printer. I hate the fact though that they put everything in here like this. I'm going to go in and copy all these macro files out and make them their own separate macros config file. Control V and then enter, back up again. Control V again. And then we just basically cheat a little bit here. We go to bed eject, turn that one into bed clean. And then we change our X and Y moving there is fine, but we want to make our Z move at, what I say, 1500. And we cut our speed in half so that we don't have it moving so quick. And then for the bed eject, I do believe I made this like either 475 or 500. So we'll just make it 475. There we go. You guys aren't even seeing what I'm doing. Holy crap. Sorry guys, there we go, off axis, good to see you. Skipping the Polymaker stream for you because they aren't gonna be doing much for me in 2025, even though I explained my... Hey dude, it's all good, I understand. You got Mandic, Polymaker, Digital Dragon, and me are all live right now. Well, look at me just going head to head with the bigwigs, and I got 21 people watching me right now. So don't I feel like the little king? I'm like a little king right now in the streaming space, like little king. You need to get me a crown that says little king. Trying to set up, figure out for the printer room to do live streams. JPP, don't overthink it, man. Set up your computer where you're going to be, put a webcam on top of your monitor, because that's what that one is right there. And that's really, like, realistically, I could do a bulk of my stream like this. That's what I do most of my stream anyway. So just put a camera on top and be good to go. You have an Android phone, so download Droid Cam. It's like a $5 app. Download that. It allows you to turn your cell phone into a wireless webcam that you can carry around, and then you just need to download the plugin for OBS, put it in there, whatever the IP address on your phone is, put that into the software, and then bam, your cell phone becomes a mobile cam. So if you want to show stuff, grab a little tripod or whatever, and you can kind of walk around with your phone and show stuff, and then that's your 2-camera setup. You already got a webcam, or you already got a cell phone. So there's one camera. Just get the software and do it. Exactly. See? So JPP, use your Android phone and Droid Cam. Get the Droid Cam plugin for OBS. Problem solved. Just Google Droid Cam. It's real easy to install and set up. And then just a webcam on top of your computer, man. And if you got a laptop, you've already got a built-in webcam. And if the built-in webcam's not that great, well, then just plug in the webcam and put it on a small tripod right behind the laptop and let it just sit right over the laptop at your face. Most of the time when you stream, this is what they're looking at anyway. Believe it or not, for some reason, people like this. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you people, but thank you. Been using the red one connected as a camera and with a tripod. Yeah, there you go. If it works, man. Just do that, you know? You also use Tapo IP camera in OBS. That seems decent. I'll have to check that one out. I haven't seen that one. But anyway, back to here. So changing out some numbers, we'll make it 475 at 4,000. I'm going to bump that up to 5,000 because why not live dangerously when ejecting a part, right? Just crank that bad boy off of there. And let's go ahead and hit save and restart. And then let's see if those 2 macros, because I just put them in there, let's see if it pulls those 2 macros in or if I have to go turn them on because it has something. Nope, they're there. All right. Well, since they're there, let's do this. Let's go back to Benchcam. And then we'll go in and let me get the stuff ready to go here. Open up the old IPA. I don't have it in a spray bottle. I just have the old poke a small hole in the top of the bottle and dribble it on there. Now we'll go into macros and we'll go into bed clean and hit start. Now it's going to go homing itself. So while it's homing, it sprints a little bit on there. Start cleaning the part of the belt that I've got here. And then wait for it to start rolling. And then while it rolls, I usually just dribble from this end and then wipe it in. And it lifts the head up high enough that you can get your hand under there. But there you go, and it's just a matter of keep dribbling and wipe. If you get yourself some kind of an indicator on the belt so you know where you started, you can stop if you go a little long there. Because I think 14 or 1500 or whatever it is, I think is a little longer than you need. If you have a spray bottle, it'll work a little better, but the old poke a hole and dribble method works fine. Dribble a little bit and then rub it in. So this again, is just the bed clean macro. I'll probably put these up on my GitHub along with the other IdeaFormer files that I have for this thing. That way, if people want to just steal my macros for that, they can. There we go. And now the print head moves back down to home. And there we go. Bed should be clean. We'll restart the print and cross our fingers. If I have to, I have a Y up and Y down adjust that we can do to scooch it in a little more. So Zach has been trying to talk you into printing on fabric. Ah, yes, to do some scale, some scale mail, chain mail, scale mail. Yeah, it can be very cool. Keela, it can. David Shorey, look him up. David Shorey did a lot of stuff with 3D printing and fabrics and materials. So he's got a lot of like good tutorials and guides on how to get started, materials to use to kind of keep the fabrics or keep the prints sticking to the fabrics and whatnot. So I'm not sure if you've ever looked him up, but consider looking him up. That being said though, let's restart the cube. Let's see, is it still up here? Yes, it is. Hit print. And we'll let it start. Oh, and I think I got to double check because I think when I sliced this, I sliced it for 210, not 220. And I like printing at 220 with the higher speeds. So we'll tell it 220. Don't forget, guys, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, which you all have. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo links are in the link tree down below. Memberships, always greatly appreciated. Gift memberships if you like what I'm doing. All that being said, the YouTubery shit's now out of the way. We can get back to this. The tube or the cube, right? Mrs. Lee Marie 3D with Jeremy and his cube for all to see. Let's see here. The Phantom printer. We need to go to a different printer real quick. There we go. Now we can delete the Phantom printer. And then we can go back into the plus sign. Let's do a refresh and see if it finds it. I'd recommend using a rectangular printer, especially since you wanted to do scale mail. Baby belt is gonna be really small. Yes. There it goes, purging. Hopped up, moved over, and now drawing its line. Let's take a look at something here. Let's go into fine tune. Nothing to fine tune. Oh wait, there we go. Y. Let's go Y minus a little bit. Because it actually says Y minus. So let's do Y minus. Because that's remapping is what it's doing. They remapped some of the stuff. So Y. Get a little closer and we'll see how that does. Okay. I did move Y in just a little bit more. Let's see. We went down like a whole half a layer. So there we go. So close that now. Leave it. Let it go. And we'll cross our fingers and see if maybe just a little bit more Y will fix the problem. Shrimp Daddy, what's going on, modern team? How you doing, brother? Hey, for those of you guys who missed it earlier, my wife took my daughter to the emergency room today. She got there at 11 o'clock, did not leave until almost 3 o'clock, or just after 3 o'clock. Yeah, it was after 3 o'clock, sorry. It was after 3 o'clock when she left, to find out that my daughter has tested positive for influenza A. So that explains what was going on in my family's house, or in the house here for the last like week and a half, 2 weeks. That explains why I slept a lot last week. Yeah, watching football, starting prints. Well, Martin, I do appreciate you being here, considering I know that I was informed that there are many people streaming tonight. So thank you for spending time with me. I feel special. Again, I am short king, small king, little king, little king. I'm little king. Ooh, old curmudgeon, the claw. Print the first layer, then pause the print. Put the mesh fabric over the print, magnets to hold it down. Yes, you are still the best, Dan. I know. Well, Marcel, thank you, good sir, for joining for 5 months as a member, good sir. Greatly appreciated. And I am privileged to have you as a friend, sir. You are one of my brothers in the 3D printing space and outside of. You are like a brother, sir. So thank you. Keep spaghettiing on me using ABS Plus. Oh, wait, hold on. I've been printing things too. Little contact to the bed. Rely on supports to hold it. Functional print. Yeah, JPP, you may have to change its orientation and just use more support. ABS is finicky as it is, man. You know, and when you add in very little contact with the bed, you may have to actually print a raft. As odd as it sounds, you may have to print a raft to get it to actually like stick. Yeah, see, there you go. Build a robot, run a raft. If you're supporting the full print on sports, yeah. So there you go, JPP. Print a raft and ABS supports and run it, and hopefully that'll give you enough foundation to run off of. ABS and a non-enclosed printer never worked for you. Will, I have been fortunate enough in the past to have ABS print open air. Granted, it was in my house when I was doing that, not out here in the garage, because cold air keeps coming off this floor no matter what I do. This concrete slab gets icy cold, and like right now with my hand like this, I can feel the cold air coming off the floor hitting the palm of my hand, and the top of my hand is still warm. Flip my hand over, the palm of my hand is now warm, the bottom of my hand is now cold. So the cold air comes up off the floor. So I know the cold air radiates up. So that's kind of why my ABS printers are on the top shelf, farther away from the ground. I want to move them down, but if I do, I'm actually going to put insulation under that shelf to insulate it from the concrete below. And I'm actually thinking about building some kind of a door across the front of that whole midsection. And then that's where I could put, you know, my ABS printers to help keep drafts off of them and, you know, kind of keep all the air in there. Maybe put like a small little like heater fan, just blow warm air inside there the whole time. That'd be kind of cool. Waves YouTube. And then the cool shades. Is that hi YouTube cool people? Is that what we're doing, Da Vinci? Negative 25C in Canada, huh? Well, Will, let me see what my current temp is. Let's go to weather.com. Put in my zippy code. And it is, no thanks. Definitely not in Russia. It is 26 or 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So whatever that is in Celsius. Let me switch it real quick. Hold on. Let's go to Celsius. -2. So it's only -2 here. So not so bad. But yeah, so here, let's go to main. No, I want to go to this one. Let's see. It looks like it's past where it failed the last time. Yeah, it is definitely past where it failed the last time, so that's good. We're definitely taller than we were before. So look at it go. Here, should we switch to this one? Did you guys like that view better? You guys like that? '28 would be a t-shirt day. Yeah, I probably could have got away with a t-shirt, but I've been sick and been still getting a fever the last couple of days. I was sitting at work today and the fever hit a little bit, so. So yeah, JPP, definitely would say do a raft with supports for the print, because then your supports will be embedded in the raft instead of, you know, floating on the build plate. And when they start to curl and separate from the build plate, they'll be more likely to bite into the raft. So yeah, I would definitely do like Bob said and do a raft with your supports and see if you have better luck with that. Again, I always hate rafts because it's such a waste of material if you don't need it. But in this case, it sounds like you need it, so do it. It's not a waste if it's necessary. Remember that. So, Miss Keela, how are you, dear? Did you survive yesterday? I know, you know, I know that I hope that Zach was okay. I haven't heard from him, and you guys haven't reported that anything bad happened. I hope he's okay. I didn't hear anything about a stomach pumping, so he obviously didn't consume too much. But yeah, you can see it is a quick printer too. That is, oh, there it went. It popped that time. I see it now. See it? See the bottom lifting? So I'm gonna have to adjust that Y a little bit more, I think. Smush it in a little bit more. But it's still printing, so I kind of want to let it keep going because it's not, it doesn't really push up too much against it, since that line, that prime line, kind of holds that back layer in place, or holds it in place. It is still printing. I'm going to let it go until it flips over. If it doesn't flip over, and it, you know, we'll see how it does. But I'm going to end up having to push that Y down a little bit more. I can already tell that it's close, but it's just not close enough, I guess. Get a little more smush on that layer. So we'll get that layer smushed into the build plate a little bit more, because it's not leaving a lot of the build texture in that bottom side. So we'll go down another skosh and see how that does. Let's take a look at something here. Yeah, because it is saying Z offset in the software, but in the screen when I was bringing it down, it was doing it on the Y. So that is good. We're going to see if this thing will recover to be a semi-successful print, even with it flopping off the build plate like that. I know you guys can see it because I can see it. What were baby belts ideally designed for? To be a 3D printed belt printer for basically, you know, desktop. So like a small format belt printer. So people who want to print small, long things, you know, basically it's more or less a proof of concept that turned into its own little thing that, you know, kind of like the positron. Just this little crazy idea that turned into a, you know, had a little cult following with it. By little, I mean it's pretty big now, you know. Print swords. Yes, mini swords. You can print lots and lots of mini swords or letter openers. There you go. But yes. Print all the mini long things. Oh, it's lifting off the bed, Marcel. I was just saying that it is lifting, but I'm going to let it keep going. I want to see what it looks like, knowing that it's separated, unless it flips over. If it flips over, then it's done. I'm just going to cancel it. But I want to just kind of see. Just came back. Not a problem, off axis. Not a problem, good sir. I just, like I said, I just kind of want to see how it's going to, you know, do. I'm curious as to what it's looking like. I haven't actually gone over here and looked, so I'm going to go look. Well, it is looking ugly, but not, oh my God, ugly. Like, however, it is starting to stick more now, so we'll see. It is getting worse now that it's getting closer to the end. There's a spot in the infill the nozzle keeps catching on. Hey, at this point, since it's snapped off, should we maybe bump up the speed? Let's take it up to 200% speed. Now we're going 200% speed. If it's going to fail now, we might, I mean, it already failed. It already looks like crap. Let's just see what it'll do. It's almost done anyway, so. And you're talking at 200% speed at 90%. Says that it should have about another minute left. See, now that we're getting up to that small little section there at the end, it's not lifting so badly because now it's printing mostly frame with less infill. But I'm going to adjust that Y a little bit more. I'm going to basically restart it and adjust that Y down a little bit more, since I know I've got a while on the Y before it starts to go all the way up the print nonstop. Try and smush that Y a little bit more into the build plate. And then I actually, once I know it's actually going to stick, then I want to crank that bad boy up to like 300% and just full send a cube from like 0 to done at 300%. 3D print and T, or 3D T and printing. Dave Terry, good to see you. It's done. Let's see how ugly it looks now. Oh wait, let's use the macro. Click here, bed eject. Hit the button, home the head, and then roll the print off. Here, go to main. Nozzle coming down. And then I'll show you guys that it doesn't look as terrible as one would think for as much as that thing was jumping. Okay, here it comes. I'm going to change the macro to tell the print head to stay over and down, just come up a little bit. But here it goes. Here it goes. It's right there. Okay. Here we go. Show you guys. There's one side. See, it doesn't look too terrible. You can see where it popped off. You can see the change in the texturing on the side there. Here's the front end. This is the part that it would have, let's see. Yeah, this is the part that it would have been. It would have been the finished front face. You can see it's a little off, and then this side you can see where it kept catching and flipping it back was on this side. But the funny part is if you look at it this way though, see it? Because it kept jumping back. You see the angle on this end? So, and then again, the bottom, you can see there's not enough texturing. It's not pushing into that surface enough. Ladybug, there's Terry. Hi, Terry. I'm just saying, you need to get a shirt, Terry. You need to get a shirt that says, what you talking about, Terry? What you talking about, Terry? It needs to be a shirt. And then, like, Dave needs to start saying it more on streams when you guys are hanging out together. He's like, what you talking about, Terry? Kind of like in a Mr. T, like a deep Mr. T voice. Just throwing that out there. Just saying. Just putting it out there. I think it'd be awesome. She said, send her the design. Oh, wait, are we talking about me? Because if we're talking about me, I don't do designs. I'm not a designer. I'm a dipshit with a microphone and a webcam. Okay, I gotta bump this down a little bit more. I'm gonna just say the hell with it and go. I'm gonna go a full layer and then I'm gonna save it. Now we're gonna do a save config. Save _ config, enter. Is no saving. Oh, it's config _ save, isn't it? Yeah. Config _ save. Oh, no, it was save _ config. What the hell, Dan? Use your brain. Use your brain. I told you, Hannibal, I ain't flying. Well, use good old AI and generate yourself one that says, what you talking about, Terry? Just throwing it out there. Wait a minute. Hold on. ZNs apply to end stop or apply to probe? I don't remember what I got to tell it to do there. I guess I will tell it to save it to and stop. Telling your age, Steve and Dan. Yes, we are. We are old. We are old people. We'll tell it to save it to the probe. And we'll see what happens. Oh, wait. I guess I could have been a wise guy and just went in here and looked, because now I might have just did something dumb. Let's go down here and look at the bottom. Nope, not there. Didn't change it there. Input shaper did update. PID tune for the bed and the extruder did update. Bed mesh. Okay. Let's go back to I'm looking through the config file, guys. Bear with me. It's kind of boring. I don't know if you guys really want to see it or not. Smart effector Z _ offset is set to 0. And I think that may be where I need to adjust it. But we're going to go look at something. Y min position. There's no Y offset, is there? There needs to be a Y offset for these. But that being said, let's go ahead and just close this then. Let's go back here. Let's hit yeah, let's reprint the file now. Reprint. Now we're going to reprint. Oh, I need to, before I reprint it, I need to edit the G code. Hey, did you guys know you can do this in Clipper? Look, ready, watch. If I go in here and I go to jobs and I click on the cube, I can actually edit the file right here. And then what I can do is I can come down and look at past the image file. That's what all this code is the image file. You come down here and it's got right here, set temp to 210. I want it to be 220. So I'm going to hit 220, 220. And now the starting temp is going to be 220. And then what I do is I come down a little bit more and just make sure in this top few here. And yeah, it's pretty fast that it does it. So yeah, there's not any place else. We're good. So that's it. Just change it to 220. We hit save. Now it's going to update the config file. We should now be able to close it. And now if I click on it and click print, now it's going to send it. And if you watch right up here, give it a minute to home. And look at that. Now it's turning on at 220. Another reason why I like Clipper, because in Marlin, that's a pain in the ass. You got to take the code, take it out, go in, edit the G code, put it back in the printer. It doesn't save it, and you can't really make that change like that. So in here, I just go into the web interface, go into edit, and then tell it to edit the line that I want. Seems hot for PLA, not at speeds, old curmudgeon, not at speeds. 220 prints beautifully. You saw that. Orca has more options. Yes, Orca does have more options, Dave, but Orca does not have belt printer support. Can you believe that? Can you believe of all the wonderful things that Orca can do, belt printers aren't one of them yet? Come on, Orca Slicer, get on it. I want to use Orca Slicer. What's the millimeters cubed? I don't know, old curmudgeon. I don't know. Watch when it comes up on the screen. I don't remember. Okay, now let's see if I put it too close. Looks like I could probably go even closer. There we go. It looks a little bit more smushy. We're going to crank up the speed. There you go. Yeah. 90 most times. Okay. Well, I could probably get away with 205, but you know, I'm going to crank up the speed now. We're already running at 200%. Let's go up to 300%. We'll see how this does at 300%. If it'll actually stick and do good at 300%, now that I hopefully smashed it enough. If it will, maybe we go nuts and start cranking up speeds, start printing random objects and go faster and faster till we get to a breaking point. Without the base slicer speeds. Yeah, I forget what they are. Oh, curmudgeon, I'll have to go load up the slicer for you and show you so you can see. Because I know you're a man of the numbers. I'm just a man of 300%. Huh. Let me load my slicer and tell you what the basic slicer speed settings are. Give old curmudgeon something to be smiley about, so he's not so old and curmudgeon-y. Yeah. Uh-huh. You don't think I would have already looked, Dave? God. I believe you when you tell me stuff. Can't believe me. I have the belt printer sitting here. Ugh. Bully. All right. Let's see. What you're looking for is under filament, or is under the, yeah, under the filament, right? No. What you're looking for is under here. There we go. You want to know, which one do you want to know in here, old curmudgeon? What am I looking for? Well, yes, the screen and clipper does, yeah. You saw 166, yeah. But you said you wanted to know the base numbers, so I was going to tell you, I was going to look in here and see what it said for like base numbers. 300, 300, 100 on the outer shells, 250 for the infill. So there you go. There's the slicer settings. I didn't change any of that. So there you go. See, old curmudgeon. But there you go. You can see the speeds right there. There was 260 or 246. Should we try to bump it up to 400 now just to be a wise guy? It won't push it any farther than it can go. So going 400%. We got 328 in there. I saw that. It's one of the reasons why I like mainsail, because like mainsail, when you hover over it, it'll tell you what the maximum reached was so far. Like fluid doesn't do that. Like I'm hovering over it and it's not telling me. In mainsail, it tells you. It is still too stock if it has Ender on it someplace. Oh. Yeah, this has dual 4010s on the hot end for cooling. Only in stock motors, LCD, and frame. Yeah. You're printing with C6 now. It's not bad. Can't direct or send direct to the clipper yet. No. That's how I've been doing it so far, because anybody who uses IdeaMaker, if I can make that thing talk to the printer through IdeaMaker, I would love that. But I've tried going into IdeaMaker here, and then let me reload it. And then like when you go here, let's load a file real quick. Let's just import a file. That's one thing I do hate about it. So let's do Spada. We'll bring in the Spada. Model is too small. Do you wish to scale it to metric? Yes. See, like there's the little sword. I had to cut it in half and all that other fun jazz, and it was a pain, and I should have saved it before I closed it, but I didn't, but that's okay. Let's click here. Let's go to rotate. Lay flat. There. Now it's flat-ish. Now I'm just going to go ahead and hit slice real quick for reasons. And then I'm going to click here. I'm going to click upload to printer. And then there is no printer there and there's no anything. So that doesn't give me any way to upload it. If I click connect, I can do that, but that still doesn't get it connected to their services. And then in here, under advanced maybe, I'm trying to figure out where I can make this talk to Clipper. Because like, see, you've got right here firmware, it sees it as Clipper, and you got upload to printer, but there's nowhere to put in like IP address and make it talk to it to actually upload to it. If anybody knows where, please let me know so I can do that. You need to serialize your Ender wire and your V0 still? Yes, you do, Keela. Get on that. printing at the higher speed and having smashed it into the belt more, it is not popping off yet. And it's almost done. Should I take it up to 500% just to be a wise guy? Because it still doesn't get crazy fast in actual print speed. Like the T1 Pro is a beast and is running 400 millimeters. Yeah, I want your S1, Dave. I'm not going to lie. I want your S1. You said something about getting rid of it because you don't care for the S1. I'll take it, man. Like, I will take it. You tell me I can have it. I'll figure out how the hell to get to you to get it. You just have to private message me your address so I can figure out how long it's going to take to drive there. And I'll figure it out, man. It might take me a couple of weeks to pay off some bills and then take a road trip. But, you know, well, exactly. And what Terry says goes, right? Terry's the boss, just like Sam's the boss here. So Terry said I could have it, right, Ladybug? You said I could have it, right? Yoel Adams, what's going on, Yoel Adams? How are you? You ever look into silicone carbide 3D printer? I have not. However, if anybody ever wanted to send me one to check out, I'm more than happy to play with anything. I am a dumbass with a webcam and a microphone. I usually say an idiot, but I will be the dumbass with a webcam and a microphone that will play around with something like that and hang out with you guys while I do it. But there we go. That one actually stuck and printed. So now let's go to my macros. Oh, wait, let's fix the macro first. Let's fix the bed eject macro. And then we'll put that at the end of the print where we'll have it do that. So let's first go into configuration, printer. Let's scroll down to it. I love the fact that your name is Yoel Adams. Instead of Joel, it's Yoel. I love that. That is awesome. I don't know if that's really your name. If it is, that's awesome. Like, not in a smart ass kind of way. Like, it's awesome. Finito. You like your S1? I would love an S1. I like fast printers and I like Delta printers. So a fast Delta printer, loud as hell or not, I don't care. And I will figure out how to go get it. And I will bring it back here and we will play with it on stream and I will make it print shit. And because I have the noise reduction on the microphone, I don't think you guys hear stuff. Like right now, I don't think you guys hear the fan noise in the background from that cooling down. So let me install that Idea Maker here. Yes, install Idea Maker. If you get time and figure it out, well, let me know because I'm trying to figure out how to make it talk to Clipper. But while I'm figuring that out, I'm doing tons of other shit because I have ADHD. And one of them right now is we're going to go adjust the bed eject. See how currently it tells it to rehome and then it moves X and Y up 50. We're going to tell it to move those 5 and 5 because there's no point in lifting the head that damn high. It can just home and then move out 5 and up 5. So there you go. Oh yeah, Joel for Jewel. I've heard people change it into a few different things. So is it is Yoel, right? Not Joel, and it's not Yule, or is it Yule? It's Yule, right? Yule? Is it Yule or Yoel? Please tell me, is it, okay, I'll do this, ready? If it's Yoel 1, if it's Yule 2, just let me know. I don't want to say it wrong and offend. I had a Super Racer. I loved it. It was fun. I had even the older FL Sun Q5. I liked that one as well. But I really want to try out the newer S or T. But I'm not on their radar, so they don't send me stuff. Just like I wasn't on IdeaFormer's radar, but thanks to the Edge Tech, I got that. So anyway, we'll change those to 5 and 5. And then actually I'm going to do the same thing on my bed clean one. We're going to change that and that to 5 and 5 as well, because it only needs to move up and out of the way a little bit. Now we'll hit save and restart. Yule. Okay. people say Yule, so it is Yule. Okay, so Yule. Not a problem, Yule. Got it. It is Yule. It will be Yule. That is your name, and I want to be respectful of people and their names. Mine's easy, Dan. Dan is short for dumb, annoying, or dumb and nerdy. So dumb and nerdy, Dan. Or just dumbass, dumbass nerd. Yeah, there you go, dumbass nerd. Yeah, Dan, dumbass nerd. Okay, anyway, that part's done now. There we go. Let's go ahead and use our macro to eject. Now it's going to home, lift up 5, and roll it. You slept with the V400, really thinking that you need to build a Doron? Well, first you need to build your first frickin' boron, sir. Last I heard, that boron still ain't built. 2025 is now 2 days in and you still ain't got it done. What the hell, man? Come on, you're slacking. I mean, it's a boron. It should only take you, what, 10 minutes to build it, right? Pull it out of the box, put it together. There we go. Print successful. Give it a little bit more washy-washy. Oh, that was why in the that was why I told it to move up 50, or left it at 50. That's right. Anyway, let's take a look. Yeah, you can kind of see where I sped it up. You can see it in the sidewall. Let's go to here. And then this is the side. You can see the difference in the sheen where the speed increased. See the difference in the sheen a little bit there, guys? I know it's kind of hard to see because, you know, my shiny ass filament. But you can see it there. The little band in the middle. But this is one side. This is the back side. And look, on the side, even printing at those speeds, it didn't warp it because it's stuck. And there we go. We're getting better texturing in that bottom. The bottom surface is texturing better now. Come on. Anyway, it's too shiny. Yeah, he'll get it done in December. Yeah, exactly, because 2025 ain't over till December 31st at 11:59. So as long as it's done by then. Dave, I gotta bust your chops, man. Gotta bust your chops. No, Bob, everybody calls me dumbass. My wife is the only one who like earned the title, you know. UL certified. UL certified. So Yule, where are you from? If you don't mind me asking, you're a new name in chat for me, or at least that I can recall. I do have some timers, which will one day become Alzheimer's, but for right now, I'm enjoying life as I can and remembering those that I can remember. And your name appears to be new to me, but you may have been here before, and I apologize if you have been, and this is me just realizing that. Because of the printer angle, you will need less support material. Yeah, it like Bob Built Over Bot said. By the way, just did and work fine here. Will. Sending it to Clipper? Where did you go to set it up so that it will send to Clipper? And I will go do that in there. You go back here. I don't know where I would add in the IP address to connect to it. Did you tell it to upload to printer? And then like I click and there's no type in an address or refresh or nothing like that to actually upload it. You're Jamaican. Oh, wait. You're Jamaican now in North Carolina. All right. I'm not. I mean, I know of North Carolina, and I know of things in North Carolina, and I know that Jordan went to college in North Carolina, but I don't know too much about North Carolina, so I wonder how someone from Jamaica would wind up in North Carolina, or would want to wind up in North Carolina. Is it making you crazy? Choose upload to other server. Oh, okay. So we click here, click to upload to others, and then just use Octoprint, I'm assuming. Click setup button to configure Octoprint. And then just put in the IP. And then just hit OK. It says, please specify an API key. I don't have an API key because it doesn't require one. Just type something. Okay. There. All right. There it is. Start printing the file directly after upload. We'll leave that unchecked for right now because that way I don't accidentally do something dumb. Let's just upload it. Oh, wait. Processing. Upload completed. Oh, dude. Thank you, Will. I don't know what the hell I did wrong the last time I attempted that, but there we go. Now I can go look at the printer, and I should go under jobs, and I should see the sword is in there and it's wrong, so we're not going to print it. So we're going to go ahead and delete it now. It did work. Thank you. Thank you, Will, for being smarter than me because I did something and it didn't work, and now it does, so you're awesome. Hi, all. I'm enjoying all the banter. New to printing, but it's fun and drives me mad at the same time. 3D printing is the only hobby you'll have that will drive you crazier than your spouse. I do not tell a lie. But yeah, so Steve Smith, thank you. Thank you for finding the channel. Hopefully the banter is worthy of a sub. Trying to shoot for the 2K because we crossed over 13 and I've been growing steadily at like 1 to 2 subs a day since. So that's pretty cool. It is pretty cool, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, you have no idea just how like awesome it is to wake up every day and see like 1 to 2 more new subs from the day prior. And that's like, it's small numbers. And if you haven't gotten there, keep grinding. It will happen. Your audience does come. The bigger YouTubers always say it, and they're always like, oh, you know, just keep doing the grind and it'll come, you know, and it will. I will get to 2K. Will I get to 2K by the end of 25? I hope so. I mean, my ultimate goal would be to have 2K by the end of the year. If I can surpass 2K before the end of the year, sure as hell ain't gonna argue. I mean, how cool would it be to get a silver play button for being a jackass with a webcam and a microphone and 3D printers who just does dumb things in his garage? That'd be awesome. I mean, everybody starts, and you know, I mean, it's not my end game to get there. Justin, good to see you. I hope you're doing well, sir. I am sick. The family, the daughter tested positive for influenza A, so now we all know what the hell's been going through the house. I can print my own. You are correct. I could. You have a platinum one? Maybe when I get to 2K, I can print a 2K subscriber button. There you go. If somebody is in 3D printing design and you want to design something, design it and make it so that it can be modded in like either Maker World or Printables or Thingiverse, where you can go and mod it and just put your YouTube name in there and then have it be like a little 2K button so that when you get to 2K, you can 3D print your own 2K buttons. That would be cool. If somebody wants to design me a 2K button that we can print on that day, I'm not going to argue. You're okay, work sucks, you're stressed, etc. Sorry to hear the family's sick. It's all good, JP or Justin. Let's say JPP, but no, Justin. It's all good, man. Hey, bugs fly. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all over. I live in a house full of carrier monkeys. You know what I mean? Dan, do you want a tip for subs? Do I want a tip for subs? What's up? I mean, like, what you thinking, man? I'm always down to hear people's input. You got way more followers on your channel, or you got way more subs than I do, so of course I want to hear what you have to say. It can either be 2K or 2,000 subs, you know, 2,000 subscriber, you know, something like that. Whatever the like official thing is, you know. Comment a lot. You mean on other videos, or comment a lot on my own videos? Gotta be more specific, Dave. I'm gonna ask those questions. You had plenty of fails, but it's how you learn. Yeah. You're from the UK, so you have... Oh, I have reached the UK. Yes. Yes. Thank you, sir. I know that this small little channel does have viewers from all over, you know. It's very late in the UK now. Yeah, what is it? Midnight? 1 o'clock? Right? Like 1 a.m. for you? It's like one of those 3D printed trivia questions that a lot of people won't know the reference A. Justin likes to make things go up in smoke. Yule. There are a few different kinds of subs. Yeah, watch them all the time. Some of them just need information every now and then. Others are just subs because they like a good video or an item. Yes. Yeah, 1:20 a.m. See? The smoke was a long time ago. Justin, the internet doesn't forget. The internet doesn't forget. That's why Dave's been getting his balls busted about his Voron, because the internet doesn't forget. We delete the internet? Yeah. Didn't we clip it? Yeah, off axis. I believe it is clipped, and it's on Breakor's channel. So if you go look on Breakor's channel, I think it's one of the clipped ones. Your goal is to get 500 subs again on YouTube. All right. Well, everybody go find Built Over Bot and go sub to his channel. Like, everybody go do it. Get him to 500 subs. Where are you at now? Built Over Bot. Let's go take a look. Let's see here. youtube.com/@builtoverbot. Because I know you did. Oh, I'm not even subbed? What the shit? I'm subbed now, buddy. I am subbed now. Hold on. Copy. Control V. Hold on. There we go, Built Over Bot. And here's the link. So let me click on this.
How's this?
Hold on.
Yeah,
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I can get you in.
Actually, can we do it a little lower?
Hang on, let me get you
You're
first
pissing it
one.
down.
Trying to find the guy you were talking about, Dan. I know the name, but I
Hey,
don't
look.
know why I can't find him.
Look, there's me
Let's see.
in the
I've never
old
played
in the
this.
house.
What are you looking for?
Oh fuck!
I have.
Fuck. My printer just lit itself a little bit on fire.
That needs to be sold free.
Does it have thermal runaway protection?
Apparently not. My bed just lit it.
That was hilarious. Oh, my printer just lit itself a little bit on fire. You have 275 plus 1. Let's see. Built Over Bot. Let me reload the page. 278, buddy. We're getting you there. We're getting you there. Who else needs subs? We should do a member subathon. You know what I mean? Like everybody subs to everybody. You use lasers as well. The old crew. Thanks for the view. Hey, not a problem. I hope you don't try to copyright strike me for posting that in there. Hey, look, Built Over Bot's got a bunch of his old Q5s. Look at that. Q5s with his Built Over Bot logo. Okay, everybody, if you're not subbed, go sub, please. Let's give this man some love. I miss that scruffy face, man. You need to stream some more. Get that scruffy face back on camera. You're up to 279. 279. Look at that. What's that? What's the YouTube? What's the place you can go and you can put in a YouTube channel and watch its subscriber count live? What the hell is that site called again? Anybody remember? You do stream now on YouTube? Yeah, good. Because I'm gonna make it a point to try, and now that I've subbed to your channel, can't believe I wasn't subbed. I feel really bad for that. So sorry, good sir. Let me ring the bell too. Look at this. Look, I'm ringing the bell for all. Did you see that? Look, I just did. I just rang the bell for all. Look at that thing. Look how beautiful it looks. I ain't gonna get the damn notifications, but you know that's how YouTube is. Let's see. Last one was 11 days ago, brother. 11 days ago. Steve Smith joined the crew. Thank you. Greatly appreciated, man. Greatly appreciated. Every little bit helps, you know. The ultimate goal is to one day just be a YouTuber and just YouTube for a living instead of having a 9-to-5 and then doing YouTube on the side. It'll give me more time to rebuild old printers, and then instead of having a bunch of printers sitting in here waiting for me to get motivated. But belt printer. I wanted to play with the belt printer. So, yes. Just subbed. You're thinking of following on Twitch, but not YouTube? Oh. Yeah, I know I'm following Built Over Bot on Twitch, but I don't get on Twitch much anymore. There's a lot of people on Twitch, and I don't like stepping on toes. So I figure if I'm on a different platform, I'm not stepping on toes. But apparently tonight I'm stepping on toes because I didn't realize that people were streaming tonight. So I feel bad. Dan's twitching again. Twitching, but not on Twitch. Ladybug subscribed. Sweet. Aw, Terry, I thought you loved me. You told me I could have the S1. Remember when you said it annoyed the shit out of you and to get it out of your house? And I said, I'll take it. I wasn't kidding. I'll take it. Just convince Dave to let it go, please. Maybe we can road trip and meet at Lee Marie 3D Studios, and I can pick it up from you there. You guys can we can meet at Lee Marie 3D Studios. Like you guys go this way and I'll go this way, and we'll just meet down there. We can do a Lee Marie takeover, and then we can do like a Saturday night Lee Marie 3D after dark, and we can all be there and just be stupid and have fun. Oh, the T1. I thought you said the S1. Either way, I don't care. I'll take it. I know that the boss won't approve of it. By the boss, I mean the guy who thinks he's the boss, because we know, Terry, we know you're the boss. It's a T1 Pro. So I thought you said that the T1... Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Which one do you like, sir? The T1 Pro or the S1 Pro or the S1? Do you have an S1? I'm confused. Which printer was the printer that Terry wants to get rid of that you have, but you don't use as much as the other one because it's quieter? I'm confused. Which one is it? Whichever one that is. We have a T1 Pro. Okay. I thought Terry said that there was an S1 or a T1 that was loud. But the T1 Pro is loud, even with the... Do not have an S1 yet. Oh, well, never mind then. You guys don't have to meet me at Lee Marie 3D Studios. But at some point, I am planning to go. So at some point, I am planning to go visit the Lee Marie 3D Studios. Maybe I'll load my car up with a bunch of printers and I'll just do a bunch of printer rebuild there at their house and annoy them while I rebuild a bunch of old printers, and then maybe we can go give them away around their area. Oh, there's an idea. I could bring a couple of these printers and I can rebuild them there with Jeremy and Keela. Bring 3 printers. If I could find 3 matching printers. Oh, man, I could bring 3 of the same printer. And we could do, like, we get them and they're just not in, you know, maybe the greatest of condition. And we have to make them print. So whether that's firmware or whatever, just get them printing and make like a race out of it too. It'd be me and Jeremy and Keela. Mano y mano y mano. Because there's 3 monos. Yep. But anyway, let's see. What are we up to now, Built Over Bot? 280. 280. I'm going to fix that. Ready? Hold on. Copy. Let's go to X. I'm going to do it live for all you to see. Everyone, please go and help at Built Over Bot. Get to 500 subs. Control B. Boom. Thank you. And post it. Boom. Done. Can anybody else say they did that today? No. See, Bob, I am your best friend on the internet. Because your wife is your best friend. Whether you want her to be or not. Well, she will get them done probably better than both of us because women tend to be more detail oriented. So she'll probably have a better printer in the end. So we probably shouldn't make it a race because she's just going to kick our butts in the fact that it'll be better than ours in general. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, Built Over Bot. You admitted it. You admitted it. She's the Chief Operations Officer. You are the Chief Executive Officer. You know what I am? The CIO. Chief Idiot Officer. Chief Idiot Officer. CIO. I'm going to get some cards made up when I officially make MakerMind Nexus a business. I'm gonna get some cards made up. So CIO. Chief Idiot Officer. He rules the roost, she rules the rooster. Yep. Sounds about right. Old curmudgeon hit that one right on the head. Again, how bad is that tweaking you out right now, Keela? How bad? How bad does this bother you? How bad? See, yeah, Dave, it looks good. Yeah, see? Terry just went nuts. Now, do you guys understand why, like I say, I need more space? Do you guys get why I need more space? Like, this space is 13 foot deep, 9 foot across, and it's like packed. Like, you can't see under here, but this is like stacked almost to the counter, like with stuff under here and under here, like right here. The only space I have, like space under here, is like right where my feet go. Otherwise, there's stuff packed into the corner. There's stuff on this side. There's stuff all under here. There's stuff underneath that entire back shelf. There's stuff crammed under there. Plus all this stuff in front of it. Jeremy would be lost without you. Yes. It looks better than Dave's right now. You'll just fill that. Yeah, I will. The end game went from trying to just get the remaining like 8 feet that are that way and give myself the entire, this half of the garage, to the wife and I talking. And I'm probably going to start working on getting shit out of the garage. And then on that side, like refinish the floor and start building the walls out, because I have to add out, its masonry brick around the house, around the garage is all masonry brick garage all the way up to the roof. So I got to build out a wall from the brick. So I have to make sure that all cracks and everything are sealed in the brick and everything is good. And then build out a faux wall that I can put insulation and run electrical through. So I'm probably going to 2x4s on that side. I did 2x2s on these two walls are 2x2. That's 2x4 and that's 2x4. And it's all insulated all the way around to help keep heat in this room. But I'll probably end up ripping the ceiling out in the garage out there, like the remaining bits. I'll probably do that first, rip all the ceiling down, put insulation up in there, and then put new, probably just going to do plywood all the way around, like the particle board or press board or whatever you want to call that I did in here. Do that on the walls and the ceiling out there. Then I'm going to redo the floor out there first and get all that done. And then once all that's done and all sealed up and insulated, then I will probably either knock down this wall and that wall and just open up the entire garage, and then just redo the floor in here afterwards. So I can still continue to work in here and do stuff in here while I'm doing that. And then when it's ready, move this forward and then have all that space around. It'll all be closed in, insulated, and everything else. So OSB, orientated strand board. Yes, OSB. That's what it is. It's OSB. Thank you, sir. When you took the space that you were in now, I said it would never fill it. It took you 2 years. Yeah. See, and Bob, I know that I'll probably end up putting more crap in there, but the thing is my goal is to have like a core group of printers that I use regularly, and those will be the printers that'll probably be on if I leave this wall up and build a set of shelves there, because I may leave this wall up and then just kind of use this as like backroom storage, like put printers I'll be working on and things like that there. On the outer area there is where I'll have, you know, like the wall of printers and things that I use. The lasers will have their own little area because I don't have a lot of lasers. I'm not looking to ever get rich. I just want to have more space and to build. And it would be nice to build out that side and have it to be more for like filming. And I can sit at the computer and do like I do here. And then when I want to work on a printer, I can have like another computer, the laptop, whatever, set up on the other side that I can have next to me while I'm working on stuff. Have a table, camera above looking down, camera in front looking at me. And then have basically those two shots. And then maybe another webcam that just kind of move it around for like up close stuff or whatever. And have basically like two setups, you know. So I'll have like when I'm sitting at the desk streaming and then maybe working on just a little printer over here, a little project or tweaking or tuning, do that stuff here, like in this, what would be this space out there, have this for that. And then actually have a table, a big table that I can work off of, maybe get FlexiSpot to sponsor a nice big table, and then put a camera on a tripod and a laptop and have all that stuff and better lighting above to kind of come down and mount a camera and, you know, have that space available to do that. So the thing is first I need to clean out the garage and get rid of pretty much everything that's in there and either move it upstairs, because my garage does have it upstairs. You can see the stairs there. The problem is it's such a sloped roof. It would be really hard to try and stand and film anything up there, because I literally can stand in the center of the garage without my head touching. But once I step about a foot in either direction, my head smacks the ceiling because it's very steep pitch on top of the roof. So that's why I never went upstairs. That, and I didn't want to have to walk up and down stairs all the time. So that's why I never used the upstairs of the garage. The garage upstairs can be used for storage. I'll clean out a lot of the crap up there I don't need, move the stuff I want to keep that's down here up there, and then just frame everything up, insulate everything, and there you have it. You know, that'll be the end game. Space is important. We got a 13.5 by 24 foot shop for all the 28 printers, barely any room to work or film. Yep. That's why if I can just take over the entire garage now, since the wife said I could, that's going to be the end game, is take over the whole garage. But guys, I've been streaming now for 2 hours, 20 minutes. We got a successful print off of that. We did flash the new firmware or the new image file. I am going to try and find somewhere to put that will be publicly accessible. I'm also going to take and let me show you guys how to do something real quick. Then we're going to end it, because I'm thinking about it now and I keep talking about it, but I don't do it. So let's just do it. Let's just get it done. Let's show you how to make a macros config folder or file, and then put all the macros in there. So we come back here. Let me go to the right screen. There we go. We click on plus. And we're going to click add file. And we're going to call it macros.cfg and hit enter. Now we're going to go into our printer config, and we're going to find anything that says G-code macro. So in this case, we're going to start here. We got our bed clean, bed eject, Y up, Y down. We've got our resume, our pause, our cancel print, PID, PID extruder, print start and print end, our resonance compensation, our calibrate. Those are all of our macros. So we're going to right click, dadgummit, right click and hit. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and hit cut. I'm going to live dangerously. Now we're going to delete out. There we go. We're going to delete out the spaces so that we'll put 2 spaces in there. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and hit save and restart. And once we do, the printer's going to do its thing here. And then it's going to say the cancel print macro was not found, which is fine. We're going to go into our macros, Control V, paste all those in there, hit save and restart. We did forget to do something, but thankfully Clipper's very forgiving and we can go fix it. Now that it's done, we're going to go back into the printer. I like to put these things right at the very tippy top so I know what I've included and what I haven't. So we're going to click here and I'm going to come down just under the printer stuff and hit enter, enter, 2 spaces. I'm going to do the square. We're going to type include space macros.cfg and then close bracket. And now we'll hit save and restart and our cancel should disappear. And it doesn't tell us an error anymore. Now, if we come back here and look, we still have all of our macros and they're no longer included in our printer config, which makes our printer config even smaller. Now I'm going to double check and make sure anything with the word macro in it, up in the headers here, there's no longer anything that says macros. There's bed mesh, which can stay. Here's, look right here. For instance, this one, the G-code underscore macro. We can pull these 2 out and paste them over there. So let's go ahead and highlight. Let's get it in there. There we go. Let's highlight these 2. I'm going to take the 2 spaces that come with it. We're going to hit Control X, actually. We'll just cut them right out of there and we'll delete the 1 extra space. And let's just make sure we already cut those out, but I think those were pretty much it that were left for macros. That's delayed G-code. So there we go. Okay. Now we'll save and restart again. Damn, that's huge. What'd I miss? Oh, you have a garage 65 by 120. Still no room to park inside. Yeah. JPP, what I miss? I hear you. Oh, guys, I'm sorry I was talking about that and wasn't paying attention, so apologies. Let me go back in here, though. I'm going to scroll up near the top and put those other two back in. So let's go up here to the top. Back up one, hit Control V, paste all that in. There we go. All right. So now we have our M109, our M190, and then we have our calibrate, resonance, printer start, printer end, or print start, print end, PID tunes, all that fun stuff. All the macro files are now in their own separate file. Save and restart. And there we go. You want more garages? Dave. I saw a guy buying an abandoned warehouse for pennies on the dollar. All I could think was, how many printers could I fit in there? Yes, Dave, I saw this guy who bought an old shoe shop for like 20 grand. I forget how many square foot was there, but that was my thought, was like, dude, you could take top floor, make that living space. Second floor could be like fun area. Basement floor could be like print space. It was like a 3-story one. Yeah, that's the one. So you saw the same one, the guy who bought the old shoe store for 20K. I was like, holy shit, it came up as a suggestion today, actually. That's messed up, man. It came up as a suggestion on my YouTube today, and I was like, yes. And I started watching it, and it was like a recap of the 2 years that it's been since he got the place. And I was like, dude, I would love that. Like, if I could have bought an old shoe store for like 20K, like, that's cheaper than what I bought my house for, and it's way more square footage. And, you know, take like the top floor, the top 2 floors, and turn those into living space. The bottom floor could all be like, just like 3D printing space, studio, like even put like small maker space in there where I can invite friends over and just have fun and like 3D print and do dumb shit. It'd be awesome. But yeah, the guy's from Poland. Yes, the guy is from Poland. Or no, he's not from Poland. He's originally from the US, but he moved to Poland, has family, you know, has a wife and a child in Poland, and comes home to work on the property and then goes back. So there's a lot of back and forth. Yes, it is definitely a fixer-upper, but the bones are there. Yes. So I wish I could remember. I wish I could remember what the hell the name of that channel was or is. Let's see here. I'm brave. I'm looking at my history while I'm talking to you guys so you can see what I watch. Oh no, I'm scared that you guys are going to see what I watch. Oh no. I started looking at floor leveling repair today, guys, because like I'm leveling the. And then there was this guy, bought an abandoned repair shop. Where is it? Here it is. Brick and Soul. There you go. Like, this guy showed his video. He had like 9,000 subs. He gained like 30,000 subs in like a month. But please go look up Brick and Soul, guys, and check it out. Because like he was talking about this video right here. See, bought a massive abandoned factory and it's killing me, he says. But he kind of goes over the fact that he bought it for 20K, and it's an old shoe shop in the town that he grew up in, and him and his dad used to go by there, and it's a pretty cool story. You mentioned to Wes that you are building another shop on our property and using it for filament warehouse. Nice. That would be fun. I could see getting an old shoe store and having like the main level be to kind of help be a fulfillment center if someone was willing to, you know, want to do that. But if I could find a building like that for 20K around here and somebody wanted to invest 20K into purchasing the property and then help with the remodel along the way, I could definitely see some space being used for that, of course. And also paying for some of the advertising for me to say their name over and over and over again, repeatedly on my streams. I'm pretty cheap, guys. I really am. Like, if anybody seriously wanted to, like, if they had a business and they seriously wanted to advertise like with me, like logo in the corner, you know, like little logo in the corner doing its little, you know, do, and have me link them below, and, you know, include like a 60-second shout outs. Pretty cheap. Like, I like money. '63 ran a 7.4 on 8th scale or 8th mile. Nice. I haven't gone to a track in forever, and I've never had a car track worthy. I have to look up using a pellet extruder. Oh, I have. Dr. D-Flow. He's a good one to watch for building a large printer with a large pellet extruder. Yeah. Dr. D-Flow is a good one there, Yule. Built over bought. You got a warehouse. You got a post office only 100 feet away, huh? And you got some warehouse space available. Nice. 4K a month. If I could afford 4K a month, if I was making 4K a month, I could afford 4K a month, and to move away from my family, I would consider it, sir. Been to the races since the mid 90s. Saw one on Amazon. You think a pellet extruder? Oh, are you talking about like an actual like pellet filament extruder to like make your own filament from pellets? Or are you talking about like an actual like printer that has a pellet extruder built into it? Because those things are massive and they're expensive. And raw PLA in pellet form is way cheaper than buying it on a spool. And then if you want to start getting colorants involved and things like that, it gets a little trickier, but you know, you can buy colored pellets to mix in to get your colors, but getting your ratios right and getting it printing properly is a different thing. But you know, it's an extruder that goes on a 3D printer as the head, and you add pellets to it. Yeah. You'll double check Dr. D-Flow. Check him out. Just look up Dr. D-Flow, FLO, on YouTube, and check out his latest printer he's been building. He's built his own like gigantic cube printer, and it uses just raw PLA pellets. It's pretty freaking sweet. Not something I would do, but that's not to say that that's a you know, it's not saying a lot, because I do things, but you know, I said do. Anyway. All right, guys, we're at the 2 hour and 35-minute mark. We are definitely well past a Midwest goodbye. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this evening. Have fun, stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, happy 3D printing, all those things. And I don't know when I'm going live again, so hopefully you rang the bell and YouTube will notify you. I will try to remember like I did today and post it on X when I do. And if I know further in advance, I will make sure to try and get the stream set up so that the notification will hopefully hit you sooner. But yeah, guys, you're all awesome. And yeah, have a good evening, guys. Bye. Bye. Toodles. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Bye, guys.